Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in another bullish day in the crypto market. Another great day in the bull market. We're going to talk about what is going to happen next with Bitcoin and altcoins. Of course, we're talking short term. From the macro, I am super bullish. We're only going higher. I'll share the different metrics, the different charts, and more. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Hit the thumbs up button on the way in. Hit the heart button, the like button, wherever you're watching and listening or streaming on multiple platforms. XRP Market, welcome in. Great to have you. Andrew Moreno, welcome in. Good morning. Lots to discuss, guys. We are seeing some red across the board here, so let's talk about what's going to happen next. What is the market showing us? And what should we anticipate for the remainder of December? Manoj, welcome in. E-tron, welcome in. Lunatics, how you doing? Werner, the XRP pullback has nothing to do with the interview. It has to do with the overall market movement. It's the macro, from a macro perspective on the crypto market, that is. Gahungi from Singnet, right? Welcome in. Good morning. Larry Robertson, welcome in. Good to see you. Guys, hit that thumbs up button on the way in. Hit the heart button, the like button, wherever you're watching or listening. Andrew, yeah, everything's down. Douglas, definitely a hit job on 60 Minutes. Biased interview indeed. Yeah, definitely biased. I don't know if it was 100% a hit job because they did highlight some positive stuff, but the fact that they let John Reed Stark say the things he said without highlighting the losses the SEC took, that's pretty pathetic. That's bad reporting. Welcome in, guys. All right. Let's take a look at the market here. As you can see, we got red across the board, right? And we're talking from a 24-hour perspective. Although when you look at XRP, it's down there 13% over the past 7 days. Now, we've often talked about nothing goes up in a straight line. Markets don't continually go parabolic in a straight line. That is not sustainable. That is not realistic. So healthy pullbacks are important. In fact, they're needed to build support levels to go to higher prices. I don't make the rules. That's how markets function. This applies to the stock market, to real estate, to different assets, right? You just look at the charts and it's human psychology playing out here. So you need a cool down before we can go to higher prices. So this is not surprising. This is not something that is unusual, an anomaly or anything like that. This is normal. If you zoom out on the charts, you see that in bull markets on the way up, there are consolidations and pullbacks. So Bitcoin currently sitting just below 98,000, but you look at the chart, nothing crazy about this, right? And as I've been saying in the recent episodes, Bitcoin could go back down and test 88,000 or even 80. Honestly, you could go down and test 80,000 before going higher. If you go back and look at the previous bull market cycles, you see these patterns. Look at what happened in January of 2021 after a massive run-up in December 2020. Huge pullback, huge correction, right? But then what happened? We went to higher highs and then ultimately to the blow-off top. These things happen. Pull up any chart and you'll see it. Go back to 2017 and you'll see these things. And 2017 was rough. There were a lot of 30% pullbacks, and that was my first go around as far as a major bull market, even though I started investing in 2016. But it was stomach churning. Nothing is as volatile as this crypto market. Now, the volatility works for our benefit because even though the swings are low, the pumps are incredible. Nothing pumps like crypto, guys. So this is why you have to embrace the volatility, and not financial or investment advice. If you are looking to dollar cost average and buy the dips, you wait for these pullbacks like this, right? Where things are overbought and they start cooling down. And then some people who are not experienced, they start getting scared, they run, but you look to enter the market. So That's the way to do it. You never buy into pumps. You always buy when there's a pullback on a red day. And once again, this is very healthy, guys. So Bitcoin, if you look at it on the monthly chart, this pullback is not even registering right now. I mean, just look at the green candles, right? But it's very healthy to look at the monthly, which gives you the macro to get a sense of where we're at. So Bitcoin monthly RSI, you look at it, it's nowhere near the peak of the previous bull markets. So we're not overbought on the monthly. Now on the daily, you could say, hey, yeah, we were in that overbought zone. So this cool down is pretty logical. It makes sense, right? So that's how you have to look at things, guys, and look at the different metrics. So you're not moving by your emotions. Very, very important. A key factor that is very good for risk assets is that the DXY is also pulling back, and we know there's an inverse correlation. Although since the election results, the DXY has been going crazy, but I think that has to do with maybe macroeconomic geopolitical issues. But overall, we are looking for this to break down because Bitcoin and altcoins have gone into mania phases when the DXY is crashing and when global liquidity is rising. Now, Ethereum is continuing to look good, even though it is cooling down. Notice that Ethereum is hitting that key resistance, right? The all-time high of 2021. So this is natural. Same thing with XRP, right? It's after an incredible parabolic run up, breaking the all-time, well, I shouldn't say all-time high, but the high set in 2021, it needs to cool down. When you zoom out, it looks very healthy and normal. And if you look at the daily RSI here, it was in the overbought zone. So XRP was overbought. So you need that cool down and then find the support levels and then blast off to the higher highs. And if we use the Fibonacci model here, I'm anticipating $5 to $7, possibly can go to 8. I'm doing the Fibonacci model off of the 2021 price point because I want to be conservative, but I could do it off the January 2018, and that would give us a bit higher price. But I'm going to go conservative because, I don't know how long this bull market is going to last. So that's how I'm approaching it. You don't have to do that, but that's how I'm approaching it. I would rather be conservative than try to be over the top and just do crazy price predictions for clicks and views, right? You're going to see a lot of tourists come into the market, the bull market, and give you all kinds of crazy price predictions without any analysis, without any chart analysis and anything like that. So guys, a day to just be calm. Don't worry. Check your emotions, right? We could go lower. Expect that this could happen. It doesn't mean it will. This could be maybe a short-lived pullback before Bitcoin and altcoins rally again later in December. So, think about these things. Keep it in the back of your mind that they happen. Now, like I said, guys, the altcoin market cap, total altcoin market cap, or I should say, I was highlighting on the Ethereum chart, there was some rejection of the 2021 all-time high. Same thing's happening here. This is normal. You hit that ceiling that you once hit. You got to punch at it a couple of times before you break through. So just be mentally prepared. Maybe we have a week of red before we move up to green candles. Now, there are people who are going to run out there who are shorting the market saying, see, the top is in. It's over. The show is over. Well, let's bring it back to data. Pi cycle top indicator for Bitcoin has not signaled. That has been a key indicator for the past cycles going back to 2013, 2014, showing that the top is in. That's not in, or that's not flashing. Even here, the CBBI historical chart, you're seeing here that we have not flashed, as far as the confidence of the top being in. It's nowhere near in the 90s or near 100. So I use various signals to tell me what is happening in the market. Here's some more data. Bitcoin whales continue to accumulate. We know they don't accumulate near the top. They are dumping near the top. These are wallets with 10 or more Bitcoin, and they are continuing to accumulate. So once again, you got to watch what these whales and smart money is doing. These institutional investors, they're not on Twitter. They're not doing newsletters. These are guys who have deep pockets and they're playing the markets big time. They don't get caught up in the emotions. They just look at data and analytics. So great to see the whales continuing to buy Bitcoin. And remember, we're using Bitcoin as the measuring stick because Bitcoin leads the market. So that's a good sign. Also, Bitcoin on exchanges continues to drop, although it's kind of plateaued here. But you can see it's not inversing. There's no V-shaped recovery here. And I highlighted, in many of these live streams that back in earlier this year, in March into May, when they were selling, guess what? The supply in the exchange was going up. Notice it's up here, and then they started selling, right? Or excuse me, they were moving the coins back on the exchanges, and now they're moving it off. And even for the accumulation of Bitcoin, you can see a big drop here from March into May. They were selling, then they started buying again. So what we want to watch in this trend is, are they moving the coins back on the exchanges? Is this recovering? And then is the wallet supply dropping? So see what I mean by the data, right? Even if it's a red day or red week or red month, that's okay. What is the data telling us? Because smart money, they have room full of analysts, bots, algorithms, and all these things, tracking in these things, market sentiment and so forth. And when you look at the Bitcoin yearly candles, and this is the the macro view, of course, we got one more year based on historical patterns of some green. Now, that doesn't mean all of 2025 will be a bull market. It could top out come Q1, right? So you got to be prepared for that. And but based on the data now, we got some time left. So this is not the top. So could this bull market wrap up by the end of Q1 or early Q2? It's possible. Some say it could go all the way to November or December, just like 2021 and even back in 2017, right? We'll just have to wait and see. There are things that are different this time around, like ETF buying, of course, and the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve and companies holding Bitcoin and much more. Guys, hit that thumbs up button, hit the heart button, hit the like button wherever you're watching or listening. Also, check out our sponsors, Uphold, BitGo, VeChain. Link will be in the descriptions. Sign up for my free email newsletter as well, and grab a copy of the Rethinking Crypto book. All links in the description. All right, something that's also very bullish. You see the total stablecoin market cap tops $200 billion as on-chain lending yields surge. So stablecoin liquidity, a lot of it goes into Bitcoin and altcoins. Now, there are some that are just there for usage, for payments and yield generation, but a lot of it goes into Bitcoin and crypto, right? Like you see a lot of minting from Tether and USDC and so forth. So this is a good sign. Stablecoin market cap growth could be driven by investors seeking exposure to on-chain lending rates, which exceed those available in traditional finance, according to Coinbase analysts. So the fact that stablecoin supply is on the rise is very bullish. And I'm sure many of you heard, but the interview with Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple's CEO, on 60 Minutes yesterday wasn't too great. There were some very good things that were highlighted with XRP's move, Ripple as a company, but they brought in, the Gary Gensler brown noser, John Reed Stark, who told a whole bunch of lies that crypto is only used for crimes. It's a scam. And, he went the whole checklist of the people who hate crypto, echoing Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler. Perry-Ann Boring of the Digital Chamber did a great job outlining and addressing some of these issues. So it is what it is. These mainstream media folks are going to try to protect the government as much as possible. They're not going to highlight all the things the SEC did with lying, breaking the law, meeting with Sam Bankman-Fried multiple times and so forth, getting called arbitrary and capricious. They didn't even highlight the SEC losing part of the Ripple case where XRP was declared not a security. How do you not highlight that, right? So clearly the fix was in, and Perry-Ann did a great job highlighting all these things. Obviously, it's a lot to read through, but you guys can check her out on X and read through her thread here. But some people were saying, hey, that this is why the market's pulling back, or this is why XRP is pulling back. But no, the entire market's pulling back, guys. Again, led by Bitcoin, consolidating, pulling back. So it has nothing to do with the interview. So let me jump back here. But Michael Saylor is a Bitcoin madman. He continues to buy incredible amounts of Bitcoin. Well, not him, but his company MicroStrategy, because that's been working out really well for them. They bought another 21,550 Bitcoin worth $2.1 billion. And if you recall, he said they were going to raise $42 billion in debt to try to buy Bitcoin. You know, at some point, I'm going to start getting too worried because, well, I should say I'm going to start worrying about this because is it bringing Bitcoin into this centralized setup? Now, it's far from that, but if he keeps at this pace and other companies are not really doing it yet, you know, I know it's advantageous for him and his company, but, you know, I'm a bit worried that he's doing too much. Like you're over leverage. You know what I mean? You're taking out so much debt to buy Bitcoin, and you're doing it at such a fast pace. It's not like it's, you know, every year. This man is doing this thing every month. So let's see. Hopefully nothing bad happens. I'm not wishing bad. I'm just like, my gut tells me something could pop up here, which could be a bit detrimental to MicroStrategy, but I hope not. That would be pretty bad for the market. Obviously, I'm sure you guys heard Amazon shareholder, National Center for Public Policy, wants Amazon to hold Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. We know Saylor spoke to Microsoft just last week, and I think the vote is this week, so we'll see. But I think this idea is here to stay. I think you're going to see more companies adopt Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. And just last week, it was reported that I think the company is called Westport. I got to double check, but they're going to hold XRP and Bitcoin. So you're going to see companies go beyond Bitcoin. I think some are already doing Ethereum along with Bitcoin. So, guys, needless to say, this is very bullish. This is adoption, and Bitcoin and crypto are going to be a big part of the economy moving forward, along with tokenization. You see the things that are setting up here, right? And BlackRock is leading the charge with tokenization and much more. Now, something interesting is coming out of El Salvador. El Salvador is going to scale back Bitcoin dreams to seal $1.3 billion IMF deal. We know the IMF has been giving President Nayib Bukele and El Salvador a lot of shit for like buying Bitcoin, and President Bukele has been like, I don't care. He's been sticking the middle finger up at them, but it seems like they're going to cut some sort of deal here. It's not that they have to get rid of their Bitcoin, but it says here they're reaching some sort of agreement, and maybe El Salvador is going to scale back on buying Bitcoin. We'll have to wait for the details. Let me see if Nayib Bukele tweeted out anything here, but looks like the IMF is trying to slow this down. They're a bit worried that El Salvador is going to have all the Bitcoin, right? Especially with a Bitcoin strategic reserve, being pushed here in the United States and globally as well. Now, Peter Schiff, I have nothing against gold. I've been invested in gold as well, but Peter is a Bitcoin futster, and he's getting more extreme because he's looking like a buffoon, because since Bitcoin hit 100,000, obviously he's been spreading FUD about Bitcoin and crypto for a long time. This guy has lost all credibility. I don't know why people keep having him on their shows, but he was talking about the Bitcoin ETF were going to be a failure. Now he's saying Bitcoin has become a national security threat. So a lot of hyperbole here, trying to do the whole fear mongering, but it's pretty pathetic what's happening. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Hit the heart button wherever you're watching or listening. Check out our sponsors, Uphold, BitGo, BeatChain. Sign up for our free newsletter. Grab a copy of my book, Rethinking Crypto, guys. All right, some other news items. So Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin is around the corner, but David Schwartz it's hopeful it launches by the end of the year. But he admits there's challenges. It's honestly not easy to launch a stablecoin. And I spoke to the CEO of Paxos, which helped PayPal and other folks launch stablecoins. But he said here, the upcoming holidays may cause the launch to be delayed. So if it doesn't happen this month, Q1, Q2 would be great. Early Q1, would be ideal if the market aligns with it. But it's going to happen, I think, in this bull market cycle. But, they have to wait for regulations. They got to make sure everything's functioning well before they launch. It would be bad to launch something that is not tested and vetted properly and then have it crash and burn. It's better you wait and be patient. Now, guys, incoming crypto czar David Sachs says choke point crackdown needs to be looked at. There's huge news and investigations and revelations coming out about Operation Choke Point 2.0. I actually covered this topic, Operation Choke Point 2.0, in my book, Rethinking Crypto. And I'm hoping David Sachs, just appointed by Trump, who's going to be the AI crypto White House AI crypto czar, he really does an investigation into this, because a lot of crypto companies have been debanked. And one of the things, and I'll be fully transparent with you guys, is that I've been a little bit concerned about when I start cashing out, are some of these banks, going to stop these exchanges, try to stop you and I from moving our money, right? I hope not. The good thing is that there's a regime change happening, and this is being exposed, and Trump is going to be in office come January. So, the Elizabeth Warren agenda, anti-crypto army agenda against the industry is going to come to an end for the most part. So just being transparent with you guys, hopefully there's no problems there, but it looks like people are on it and they're going to look to stop this nonsense. Now, I'm not sure how many of you have heard about Coinbase. There's a ton of news, people talking about their accounts getting restricted, their accounts getting locked for no reason. Like, people who have been in the industry for a long time. Coinbase did respond to this, saying it's FUD. But I don't know, man. There are people who are reputable people that I know that are saying, hey, my account got locked and I'm not getting responses. So just be careful, guys. One of the things I've done since the last bull market, I set up accounts with all exchanges. I'm talking Kraken. Obviously, I use Uphold, our sponsor, Coinbase, crypto.com. I have accounts with all the exchanges, fully KYC'd, fully AML and all that stuff, everything verified, so that if one exchange fails, I can move to the next, right? It's so important because you never know what may happen. And I don't like what I'm hearing and seeing here from Coinbase. They need to fix this. And I'm going to try to get some Coinbase representatives on to talk about it. But this is not great news, obviously. So once again, to combat this and protect yourself when you're looking to cash out, have accounts with all the major exchanges, Kraken, Uphold, crypto.com, Coinbase, obviously. Get fully verified, KYC'd, and connect your bank account so that if you need a different off-ramp, you have the options. All right, guys, we can, that's the news. We can talk a bit about the market. We can look at some coins. And for those of you who are joining a bit late, healthy pullback, healthy consolidation happening here for the crypto asset class. No one coin in particular is, the catalyst. Some people are saying the 60 minutes interview was a catalyst for the XRP crash. It's not. It's the entire market's pulling back. We're seeing a very healthy consolidation. As mentioned, total altcoin market cap hitting resistance of the old all-time high. You're seeing it here with Ethereum hitting resistance. That is so normal. That's so healthy. And like I said, it's going to keep punching at it. It breaks out, then enters into price discovery. Andrew Moreno says, I worked at Silvergate. That was a bank hit job. Yeah, absolutely. Led by Elizabeth Warren and all the nonsense that took place there. Frankie V, good to see you, man. Toma Gotcha Fee, if I'm saying that right. Yeah, I'm trying to work on the audio version of the book. So let's look at some altcoins, guys, because I know a lot of you hold altcoins. We looked at the XRP chart. XRP looks bullish. Huge parabolic run, consolidation, You're going to build support. It might be a bit of a more of a pullback, consolidation, and then rip up. So like I said before, I'm anticipating like $5 to $7, $5 to $8. Let's see what happens. How long this bull market lasts. There's a strong narrative around XRP and possibly an ETF approval in 2025. But you can see we're very close to breaking that all-time high, and then we're going to enter into price discovery as soon as we smash through that. Let's look at Cardano, because I know a lot of you guys hold Cardano. So same thing with Cardano, pullback, right? Consolidation after a strong run up. Very healthy. Cardano looking bullish too. Once again, it has to break the all-time high, then enter into price discovery. And we shall see. Possibly similar to like XRP, 5 to 8 in that range. And once again, I'm being conservative because I don't want to give you guys these, crazy price predictions and then people get disappointed. I want to keep it real here. Let's look at Solana because that's been leading the crypto market for the most part. So Solana, just like Ethereum is facing right now, hit a rejection at its all-time high set in 2021. Very normal, very healthy. You notice the chart patterns here, right? And if we use Solana as the benchmark for the altcoins, because it's been leading along with Bitcoin, you might see this happen with ETH, XRP, Cardano, and so forth. And then you could see Solana break through and then enter price discovery. So we got to be patient, guys. This is the market cycles playing out on the micro and the macro, but we got room to the upside. Bull market's not over yet. Another token I hold is VeChain, so I'll pull that up. Actually, I need to get the Binance chart because that goes back further. So VeChain, very bullish on this project, hoping it continues to move strong. It's good to see it's off the bear market lows. It's got some work to do, though, to break the all-time high to enter the price discovery. But keep in mind, not every coin is going to do that. So this is where you have to have a plan, know what price points you're going to take a profit at. And if we're nearing the top, let's say we start to see things like the Pi cycle top indicators flashing. We start to see whales are not accumulating anymore. They're starting to dump. And, Bitcoin exchange volumes are increasing, or supply in exchange is increasing. That's where we got to say, okay, how much more time do we have left in this bull market for these altcoins to run? So have a plan and be realistic and understand that nothing's guaranteed here. We're talking probabilities, and Bitcoin is the measuring stick that we got to use. So I'm hoping VeChain can break the all-time high, go to at least 50 cents, 55 cents. That would be really awesome. And like I said, VeChain is a sponsor on the podcast, so you can check them out. Go to vchain.org. Let's see what other tokens we can look at here. I've got some AVAX in my portfolio, so let's see what's happening with AVAX. AVAX is like it's been in and out of the top 10. Yeah, it's number 11 right now. Good to see it's off the bear market bottoms. Still has work to do, right? Though, to get up there to where Solana is, where XRP is, where Ethereum is. So it's got some work to do. I'm not saying it won't do that. It's just we got to be patient. So this is why I think a lot of people are bullish on XRP. It started running and it's approaching its all-time high. That's what Ethereum, has been doing in Solana. And so XRP joining that leader crowd versus the laggard crowd is very good. So AVAX, once again, I hold this token, and I'm hoping can get to, $300 or so or higher. If not, at least to over 200. Be taking some nice profits there, guys. Skrilla says AVAX Etna upgrade on December 16th. So that could be a bullish narrative for them. Skizbob says, I'm trying to be positive. That 60 Minutes episode is a prime example of how mainstream media force feeds the general population bullshit. Trust no one. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's not big enough as to be a catalyst to stop this bull market. So you got to keep it in perspective, right? It's annoying. It's like a blip in the road, though, right? It's nothing. What it did, if you step back, even though there were some negative things said by John Reed Stark, um, it gave more exposure to Bitcoin, crypto, XRP to the masses, right? And those who may not have learned about it or heard about it. But what we're seeing is that despite all the FUD that's took place over the years, despite FTX, you have millions. I think Coinbase reported 50 million people that own crypto in the United States. So people don't care about some of the FUD, and they maybe become numb to it. They realize, like, what are these guys talking about, right? I'm just going to invest in it because I'm trying to better my life. So I wouldn't stress about the 60-minute stuff too much. It's just a blip, short-term thing, and that is not, it's not like XRP is dumping worse than the entire market. It's not. It's just pulling back just like the rest of the market. So it's still holding some strong support there. So nothing to worry about. Skrilla says Chronos December 12th upgrade. So Chronos is the crypto.com coin. I don't hold it, but it's been performing pretty well. Here it is, Chronos, currently at 18 cents. So, if you hold that and you're making money, I'm happy for you guys. Let's look at HBAR. HBAR was performing really well. It's now in the top 20, which is incredible. Let's look at the HBAR chart. This is a coin I hold in full transparency. Let's see here. I think I got to get a different chart. Let's do Binance. Yeah. So, like I said, HBAR has been running very much like XRP, being a leader versus a laggard. So, it's not far from its old all-time high set in 2021. So, once again, once it breaks through that, it enters into price discovery. And boy, I would love to see $1.50 HBAR. That would be beautiful. Now, once again, it could go higher. I'm just trying to be conservative here because I don't want you guys to have unrealistic expectations, and to make sure that you have your cash out plan. But the fact that it is so high up off the bear market bottom, very, very good sign. And we know one of the institutional investors actually filed for an HBAR ETF. I don't know how many of you guys hold HBAR. Guys, thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the heart button. Wherever you're watching and listening. We're streaming on multiple platforms. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, kick.com, everywhere. We're trying to get the crypto word out there, guys. And check out our sponsors, Uphold, BitGo, VeChain. Links will be in the description. Sign up for our free email newsletter. Check out our book as well on Amazon in paperback and digital. So once again, HBAR, I would be super happy with $1.50. Could go higher, of course, but it's looking strong. Very, very strong here. Not far at all from that old all-time high. But once again, you're seeing many of these coins were in the overbought zone, like I was showing with XRP earlier. Anything above 70 on the RSI is overbought. Anything at 30 or below is oversold. So just keep that in mind. And these are principles that apply to other assets like stocks and so forth. So and I've always encouraged you guys, go to TradingView that I'm looking at here. It's free. You can pull up the charts. Doesn't cost anything, guys. Just take a look at the charts. Even if it looks like gibberish to you or something crazy, just keep looking at it, studying it, and you'll notice the patterns, and it'll help you to understand the market cycles and how markets move. All right, let's see. What else can we look at here? What's on the... Let's see XLM. XLM has been pumping, doing pretty well. It often follows XRP. So it's off its bear market bottom, also looking strong, guys. Also looking very strong. I have a little bit of XLM in my portfolio, not a lot. So could it do $1.70, maybe near $2? It's possible. I wouldn't be upset by that. but also, oh, so apologies. I was doing this off of the 2021 high, not the 2018 high. Reason being, notice how XLM follows XRP so closely. I think the market makers do that. So XRP's bull market got a bull run got cut off short because of the SEC lawsuit against Ripple. And you notice here, XLM in the past cycle didn't even break its all-time high. So this is a prime example that a coin that had nothing to do with the lawsuit, and because it mostly follows XRP, it didn't even break its all-time high. So I'm not bearish, but I'm just saying be prepared. Some of the coins you hold may just do this. They won't break the all-time high. They're going to go near it. So just have a plan. And this is why you subscribe here, so we can track where are we in the cycle. Are we close to the top or not? And see if there's room for these altcoins to run. But I like what I'm seeing here for XLM. Very much so like HBAR and XRP. SD says, any voices calling this the top institutional money might sell hard now? No, so we talked about this earlier, SD. We're looking at different signals, and all of them are not flashing the top. Where we're at, though, if we look at the let's look at the Bitcoin daily here. I think we're in that phase one, so to speak, of the parabolic run-up. And if we mirror it to, let's say, 2020 into 2021, notice a big correction after a major run-up, right? Then come later in January, we started breaking out again, going to another run-up, phase two, and then you had the phase three. So I would say we're in phase one right now. And then we still have upside to go. Now, I could be wrong. I don't have a crystal ball, but based on the data, not my feelings, not my bias, but just what whales are doing, supply and exchanges continuing to bottom, different metrics showing we're not there yet. Not yet. Now, are there institutional investors taking profits? Of course, because many of them are not long-term holders and not hodlers. They simply play the markets because they have a fiduciary responsibility to their investors, shareholders, and so forth. They're going to buy the dip and sell the rip and take their profits. And guess what? Many of them, when they take their profits here, they recycle some of that liquidity and buy Bitcoin or altcoins as they pull back. So that's the name of the game for them. Do you have some long-term hodlers, wallets that have been holding since 10 years ago that are selling? Yes. And that's normal. But it's not the end of the market cycle. You're going to see that in phases as you go up, because people are going to sell at different price points based on their risk tolerance, based on if they need money, and if they bought Bitcoin at $100 and they sell it at 100,000. I mean, at the end of the day, you're probably making millions. Those people who bought a long time ago, so it doesn't matter to them. Now, for the average Joe investor and folks who have the long-term view thesis, they're going to hold on for higher prices. But once again, all emotions aside, the data, the different metrics and indicators and signals are not flashing top is in, abandoned ship, right? So just keep that in mind. Fred Williams, thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. How you doing, Finn? Good to see you. Shizbop, thanks, man. Appreciate that. XP Market says, Tony, do you Thinking Crypto, do you see any similarities between the current market movement and the 2017-2018 bull? Yeah, there is the same type of strength that I saw in 2017. And I hope I'm articulating that well. Like, I would say there's a lot more FOMO around the traditional coins that we saw in 2017, like your Cardano and XRP. And obviously there's new coins like HBAR, right? But this time around, there's a lot more interest and FOMO in buying than there was in 2021, but very similar to 2017, where you have more of a hype. And part of it is because the Wall Street crowd is here, institutional investors, and it's great to see coins outside of NFTs that were going crazy the last cycle in 2020-21. You're seeing more of the rally of these blue chip altcoins, which, you know, I hold many of these, so this is really great. I can't complain because I don't hold NFTs. I didn't hold NFTs in the last cycle, and I was kind of pissed off. Like, why is that going crazy, right? I want my coins to go crazy. And then there was DeFi summer in the last cycle, so that got a majority of the liquidity. But this cycle is kind of like 2017, where you have these blue chip altcoins just running, which is really great. Let's look at Chainlink. Chainlink is another coin I hold. Let's see here. So Chainlink looking good off the bear market bottoms, obviously. And I think it could run. Look, I'm a bit biased, but I think it could run. It has a strong narrative, a lot of adoption. They're working with Swift and other people. A lot of blockchains use the price oracles from Chainlink. So my hope is that it can go to, you know, $150, but maybe it just tops out at 130, you know. But if it can go higher, that would be amazing. But obviously, it has work to do here. It still has some room to go. HBAR, XLM, and even XRP's charts look a little bit better. They're more up here in the the 0.618, right? So you want it to go higher, break the all-time highs, enter price discovery. So we still got room here in this bull market, guys. Don't Hack Me says, why not an XDC ETF? Well, there has to be market demand for it. You know, maybe XDC doesn't have the visibility that an HBAR or an XRP has. So there has to be liquidity, a lot of people, a big community, you know, these different things, sentiment around the coin matters. So a lot of these institutional investors, you know, they're going to look at all those factors before filing for an XDC ETF. Getting pinged here on my email. Okay. So guys, I'm going to wrap up in about 5 minutes or so. If you have any questions, feel free to post them. Guys, don't forget to check out our sponsors, Uphold, BitGo, VeChain. Links will be in the description. Check out our free newsletter on Substack. Also, check out my book, Rethinking Crypto, on Amazon in paperback and digital. Grab a few copies for your friends and family. Give them these as this blah, 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 blah. I can't talk. Give them this book as a gift this holiday. I saw somebody mention Filecoin. The Filecoin chart is brutal. It is brutal. You want to see something really bad? Look at this Filecoin chart, guys. Filecoin right now just a little bit off above $7. This is a brutal chart. I'm not saying that Filecoin's dead or it can't rebound at some point. But guys, if you're holding Filecoin, in full transparency, and I'm not fudding, just look at this chart. This is rough, really bad. I don't know what took place, bad tokenomics. I don't know, but this thing was at $240 at one point. It is now at $7. Now, like I said, doesn't mean it can never recover or rebound, but it's not even hitting the bit of highs it hit earlier this year. It's not even there yet. And if it was to like try to get somewhere, this is a coin I give a very low probability of getting anywhere near its all-time high. Now, once again, that could change in the future. Maybe they consolidate, they burn tokens, they do something. I don't know. They merge with another token. Things can change, but right now it's not looking good. That's a rough chart. Yeah, Crypto Navigator, VeChain definitely looking good. Excuse me. VeChain definitely looking good. I pulled up the charts earlier. Raffatop says, "Do you remember Teletubbies? They created a meme coin." Yeah, guys, I don't invest in meme coins. Sorry. I mean, some of you are just know the risk, right? This is a risk curve. So the more you get into meme coins, right? Just look at what happened to Hawktua girl, Haley Welch or whatever her name is. You got to be careful, guys. These meme coins are like going into the casino, throwing it on black or red, right? The roulette table. That's what it is. You got to be careful. Now, I want to caveat that statement by saying there are meme coins that have been here for multiple bull market cycles that have become a brand. They have a strong community. They have developers like Dogecoin. Dogecoin is an exception. I would say Shiba Inu is also an exception to the rule here for meme coins. But the meme coin that was started earlier this year, last night, last week, whatever it is, be careful. You can get rugged big time. Prime example, the Hawktua girl. Matthew Singer says, "Hey, Tony, get alive for 10 minutes till my break's done." Thank you for Matthew for joining on your break, man. I appreciate it. Crypto Navigator is a good portfolio, my friend. Fred Williams says, "Tony, I got Filecoin at $50. Apparently, China killed this coin." Yeah, I didn't hear anything about the China news, but could it get back to 50 at 60 where Fred you can break even or make a decent return? Nothing spectacular. Sure, I'm not saying it's dead. This is a really bloody chart here. This is a bad chart. You never want to see this for an altcoin. It is down so much. I mean, my goodness, right? Just look at that. And even in the past cycle of 2021, it couldn't notice it stopped out at 117. So Fred, you want to recoup some of your money, pay attention to this chart, see how far it gets before the bull market's over. But once signals start flashing that this thing is about to wrap up, then you may want to exit, right? So let's say you break the $50, it goes to $70. Let's say, I'm throwing out arbitrary numbers here, but let's say $70, right? You at least walk away with some profit. So Jason Reeves says, "Thoughts on Algorand?" So Algo. So I do hold some Algo tokens. This project took a lot of hits and beating, PR wise, and I'm hoping it can do well in this bull market cycle. Let's see if I can pull up an old chart here. So good sign. It is off the bear market bottom, right? That's kind of like first things first. It's off the bear market bottom. The last bull market, it could not achieve a new all-time high because this thing was launched in 2019 at around $3.70. It went to near $3. So can it break $3.70, 80 cents, whatever? Possible, but it's got a lot of work to do. I'm prepared to take profits if it hits $3 again, or even around here, and it doesn't go to new all-time highs. So I'm not saying it won't, guys. So just understand what I'm saying, right? I'm trying to give you a balanced view, not just bullish, but also we got to look at what the possible bearish scenario is, because where is this coin in the timeline of the bull market? What are the tokenomics? So it still has work to do, right? You would want Algorand to look like the XRP chart or the H-bar chart. And I'm really happy that we are seeing these coins move. So H-bar, right? It's up there. It's not far from its all-time highs. So you compare Algorand, a lot of work to do there. Hey, Eric, welcome in. Thanks for joining on X. Anthony says, "Will war escalation drive the prices down?" No. One of the things we've seen the narratives out there that wars and all these different things drive markets down, they don't. In fact, markets rally because intrinsically they are moving based on global liquidity. When there's war, there's a lot more money being printed. And guys, after 2020, I think after what we witnessed in 2020 with the pandemic crash, right, if you want to call it that, and the markets rebounded right away because the government stepped in and printed more money. I'm not fazed by war. I'm not fazed by pandemics anymore, or any black swan events. They happen, and you may see in the short term a dump, obviously a major crash, and people get scared, right? But what happens? Markets keep going on. Life keeps going on. They have to keep printing money. That's the debt-based system we live in, and these assets are denominated into fiat, especially US dollars. So the more you print, the more you debase, the higher the prices go. Now, are there market dynamics that affect each respective stock or crypto and how high they get? Of course, right? But the underlying foundation of all this is global liquidity. Thanks, Anthony. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up in a couple minutes. Like I said, don't panic. Healthy pullback. And if you want to go to higher prices, you have to have these things happen. Just look at the chart, zoom out. Nothing goes up in a straight line. It is a roller coaster ride. But the signals, the major signals and indicators are not flashing the top is in. This is just a healthy pullback. And as always, have a plan. Know at which price points you're taking profits at. Know where we're at in the bull market cycle. That's why you subscribe, you tune in, so I can share this data with you. Obviously, you don't just watch my channel or podcast, go watch other people too, because I don't get everything right. But I've been here since 2016. I've learned a lot, and I'm trying to share that education with you guys. And I listen and watch different people because I know no one gets everything 100% right all the time. That's not possible. We're all human, right? So this is not the time to turn away from the market. This is the time to pay attention, especially look at the charts and the indicators, because we are definitely in the parabolic phase, as we've seen in 2021, in 2017, and more. Bitcoin is in price discovery, headed to new all-time highs. So are the altcoins. The total altcoin market cap, as I shared earlier, hitting that resistance from the 2021, but it will break through. And pay attention, guys. This is the time to pay attention. Do not look away, because things can move really fast, and you may see these pullbacks and so forth here, and by next week it starts ripping again, right? And it's back to business as usual here in the bull market. So just be prepared. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate you. All right, guys, got to wrap it up. I'll talk to you all later. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't as yet. Check out my book on Amazon. Sign up for the free newsletter. Check out our sponsors. Links will be in the description. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. And I wish you all the best of luck in making incredible returns in this bull market. And I'll talk to you guys later.